apparently the White House is known for some time that the Wall Street Journal is working on this big story about Donald Trump's very, very intimate bromance that he had going with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, people sort of had a good notion that they were buddies. At one point, I think Jeffrey Epstein said oh, we're best friends.
Oh, he told a journalist that, I mean, a few years before his death. But Sam, this is so puritanical of you. I mean, the personal is not political. You can't endorse everything your friends do, right?
No, of course not. Of course not. But here's Donald Trump calling in to...
It's called Just the News. I think it's like a Roku news channel.
Real America's Voice show. Just the News, no noise.
No noise. And he's calling in anticipation of this article dropping, I think on some level, they were trying furiously to stop the Wall Street Journal from publishing this because I don't know, government secrets. I'm not sure what grounds that they would say don't.
Well, he says it's fake, and he told Rupert Murdoch that it was fake, and they published it anyway.
Boy, well, I don't care. All right, go ahead.
For all the things that have happened, there's the Russia collusion against you. There is Jack Smith against you. There's all the things that happened in 2020, not investigating China interference in the
Pause it for a second.
election.
Is this Jonathan Solomon? Is that who that guy is? Is that guy like an AEA guy and former I think AP reporter? It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
No idea.
Happened. There's the Russia collusion against you. There is Jack Smith against you. There's all the things that happened in 2020, not investigating China interference in the 2020 election. Where do you think, what are the things that are most important that you would like to see the FBI get to the bottom of?
I think they could look at all of it. It's all the same scam. They could look at this Jeffrey Epstein hoax also, because that's the same stuff. That's all put out by Democrats.
Yeah.
And, some of the naive Republicans fall right into line like they always do. They just don't have the sustainability. They don't have the something. They don't have that stick to it like glue. The Democrats, they have bad policy. They have bad candidates. They have bad everything. But they stick together. The Republicans don't do that. But they ought to look into the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, too, because that's another hoax that's frankly put out by the pushing the Republicans and put out by the Democrats.
No, they definitely set the Republicans up. One big prosecutor.
Pause it. They definitely set the Republicans up.
Yep. I've been saying this the whole time. They're playing a real long game. First of all, Trump has accused Hillary Clinton of helping forge these documents, which we should look into it because she's diabolical, as we know. She was playing the long game by, having her husband become very close friends with Jeffrey Epstein, being photographed with him all the time, inviting Ghislaine Maxwell to their only daughter's wedding, that kind of thing. She was so burned by being humiliated, and rightfully so, by the Monica Lewinsky thing, that she just played this really long game to set her husband up and then also take down the Republicans.
You know who forged this stuff, of course, was Vince Foster. That's why they had to, that was a loose end.
That's a great point.
That they had to get rid of. But let's go back to listen to how the Republicans got set up here.
Pushing the Republicans and put out by the Democrats.
No, they definitely set the Republicans up. One big prosecutor look at it all. Would that make you feel good, you think?
Well, I think it's in the case of Epstein, they've already looked at it, and they are looking at it, and I think all they have to do is put out anything credible. But, that was run by the Biden administration for 4 years. I can imagine what they put into files, just like they did with the others. I mean, the Steele dossier was a total fake.
Right.
It took 2 years to figure that out for the people. And all of the things that you mentioned were fake. Yeah. So I would imagine if they were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, they've been running these files. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me, but especially you look at that Steele dossier where they paid like 14 or 16 million. That's more than James Patterson gets paid to do a #1 bestseller. And the thing turned out to be a total scam.
Just to remind folks, Donald Trump was president from 2017 to 2021, really. I mean, technically speaking. And Jeffrey Epstein was arraigned and imprisoned in 2019.
And died, yeah.
And died.
Right.
But my point being, died. But my point being that all of those files actually were in the hands of all people that Trump had control over for those 3 years and leading up to it. Now, I guess it's possible that after those files were assembled, upon his death, when Biden got in, they said, we've got to reopen these files. We've got to make it look incriminating for Trump. And in the run up to the election, we're not going to say anything about it. We're going to wait for him to win the election. Then we're going to start having calls to release the information. This is a brilliant plan.
We'll put him in the most powerful office in the country, in the world, and then we'll have him right where we want him.
Exactly. You know,
that was the Pied Piper strategy. Oh, wait.
Hey, man, you know the old strategy, of course, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So we'll wait until he's president to release these documents. But Trump is worried in that conversation about the article that comes out in the Wall Street Journal. And there is apparently one of the things that they found was a birthday card that Donald Trump sent to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday. And
yes. By the way, this was like a booklet that Maxwell had put together for Epstein, and it included, according to the Journal, other cards from Alan Dershowitz and Wexner, who Epstein managed his money for decades. What'd you say?
Is Wexner the Victoria's Secret guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there are other letters in there from his known associates bolstering the claim that this is not a fake letter like Donald Trump is alleging here.
All right. And we obviously need to read the card. It was typewritten within the outline of a nude woman. Which of course is, that's very classic divorced 50-year-old guy birthday card. But this one is
we signed Donald to look like we'll call Southern hair on the lady.
His name, Donald. Well, we've seen how he signs his name. Yeah. It's very inky. So he was attempting to make it look like the woman's pubic hair. I don't know why I'm dancing around this.
Why are you dancing around the word hair as opposed to pubic? That's what I don't understand. I'm not like James Patterson. I don't have a way with words.
James Patterson.
Here is
reference.
Here is the card, and it starts with a voiceover, which of course, because it's a voiceover, I'll read in a British accent.
Okay, well, this is an imaginary conversation that Trump wrote out for Epstein in the third person of them talking.
There must be more to life than having everything.
Oh, God.
The note begins. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Yes, we do. Come to think of it. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? That's what they always say. Enigmas never age.
What about who's aging?
They never age.
Enigmas. That's statutory age.
They never age. They all stay the same age.
Things that confused me when I was 10 confuse me now.
Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret.
So that's like the most incriminating thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, but this is what the strange thing is that like the best thing is that, like, Donald says enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And Jeffrey says, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Now, like, is Donald talking about himself and then having Jeffrey compliment him for Jeffrey's birthday card?
It would. That's what makes it sound like
in
Trump.
a way so that you have an opportunity to compliment me for your birthday.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot that you could make from this in terms of, like, you know, I wonder what the secrets that they share.
It's so hard to figure out.
Well, I don't think it could be just the fact that they that Epstein has a huge child trafficking ring that Trump enjoys. I mean, not to wildly speculate here, but to wildly speculate, and of course this is just wild speculation. The late Wayne Barrett, who reported on Donald Trump more than any other person in New York from the Village Voice for 30 years, who died literally, I think, on the day he was inaugurated the first time. He was on the program and he was saying it is all about Felix Sater. And who was Felix Sater? Well, he was a big name in the first Trump administration, but we don't hear from him at all anymore. He was a special advisor to Donald Trump. He had a card. He had his office in Trump Tower. But he also, it turns out, was a CIA asset and an FBI asset, so much so that Loretta Lynch, when she was U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of Manhattan, wrote an affidavit in support of leniency for him when he stuck a guy in the face with a champagne flute in a bar fight. And Felix Sater supposedly has been attributed with getting Osama bin Laden's cell phone number that they used to track Osama bin Laden when they killed him. And Sater was basically helping launder money from Russian oligarchs into the Trump properties. And Wayne Barrett was always convinced it was all about him. So who knows what Donald Trump was doing at that time? I mean, I've often wondered, like, how is it possible that nobody ever went after Donald Trump after, like, 1972 when the DOJ just gave him a consent decree? Like, the idea that Donald Trump was on the up and up and wasn't a perfect target for an ambitious attorney general or district attorney or whomever. I mean, it's sort of fascinating.
He and Epstein might have that in common. Somebody,
a couple of enigmas.
Somebody who got away with seemingly in broad daylight crimes over and over and over again. And there, Acosta, Matt found this old clip of Acosta right before he was fired in 2019 over this scandal from the Trump administration, or had to resign. And he's asked about the claims that Epstein belonged to intelligence, and he gives a complete non-answer. Like, it was shocking. I hadn't seen that clip before about how evasive he was at that reporter's question. So, I mean, I think that he might have more in common with Epstein in terms of, like, their collaboration with intelligence than we might think. And that's part of why Trump is down to keep covering this up, despite it being a political problem for him. And I would hear you on this if the whole card wasn't filled with illustrations of naked women, which seem relevant to the little secret he's talking about.
Well, two things can be true.
Two things can be true.
It's irony, Emma. It works on two levels. Okay,
I'm sorry.
Look it up. Take an
First
English
of all,
course for Christ's
I
sake.
never draw for pictures. I've never drawn a picture ever in my life. But if I were, I wouldn't do a full woman's body. I'd just do the breasts. It's much easier to
And the
draw.
pubes.
Yes.
Look at my calculator.
Well,
I wrote 8,000. 8,005. What is it?
Yes. 8,008 or
80,085.
80,085. You know what I'm talking about.
I pretended to be slow on that.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.